Hello, in today's video I'm going to talk about erythritol and if it's safe to consume regularly and long term. To start, erythritol is a natural sweetener that has no nutritional benefits. Being a natural sugar alcohol or polyol, it has virtually zero calories or carbs. It's popular as a calorie-free sugar alternative, especially for diabetics, those on keto, and those who want to lose weight, because it's naturally sweet, though not as sweet as traditional cane sugar. Erythritol is about 60 to 80% as sweet as cane sugar, having only 0.2 or 0.2 calories per gram. It has a mild, non-chemical, and non-bitter taste that's preferred by many. Erythritol was discovered in 1848 by Scottish chemist John Stenhouse, but it didn't come into commercial use as a man-made sweetener until 1990. Now, erythritol is widely used and stated as a safe sugar alternative worldwide. Erythritol naturally occurs in nature, such as in fruits like watermelon, pears, peaches, and grapes. Other food and drinks erythritol naturally occurs in are mushrooms, cheese, wine, beer, and sake. The body also naturally creates erythritol among other sugar alcohols, but the amounts naturally occurring in the body in whole foods are very small. The bulk of erythritol found in today's processed food and drinks are man-made. This commercial erythritol is produced through fermented corn or wheat that is often GMO-based. Glucose from these sources is fermented with a fungus called Moniliella pollinis. The end result produces powdery white crystals. Erythritol comes in two forms, in white granulated crystals or in white powder. It's important to note that erythritol is often blended with other sweeteners that are usually artificial and questionable in terms of its effects on health, such as aspartame. However, there's organic erythritol available, but most erythritol found in processed food and drinks are GMO. Erythritol's primary purpose is to sweeten food and drinks with no added calories or carbs. It's also used to add bulk and texture, maintain moisture, and prevent food from browning. Low sugar, sugar-free, keto, and no-carb food and drink products will often contain erythritol. Specifically, this ingredient is commonly used in candy, jelly, chocolate, yogurt, soda, sports drinks, gums, mints, frostings, dairy desserts such as ice cream, cakes, cookies, and protein bars. It's even used in non-food products such as medications and toothpaste, and erythritol is sold bagged in powder and crystal form as well as sugar substitute blends such as Truvia, Splenda Naturals Stevia, and Swerve. Many agree that erythritol doesn't have any immediate serious health concerns with low to moderate consumption. However, if consumed in large amounts, many have experienced gastrointestinal issues such as nausea, stomach cramps, gas, bloating, and diarrhea. This is primarily due to the lack of absorption and fermentation by bacteria in the large intestine. In other words, due to the body's inability to digest erythritol. It's recommended that those with sensitive stomachs and gastrointestinal issues should avoid erythritol and sugar alcohols such as sorbitol, lactitol, isomalt, maltitol, mannitol, glycerin, and xylitol in their diet. And for those without such issues, they should limit their consumption of erythritol to less than 30 grams per day. With erythritol's growing popularity, many believe it's safe to consume. In 1997, the FDA considered it generally safe, or GRAS, which means generally recognizable as safe, and in 1999, the World Health Organization approved it as safe. They based their decision on a number of studies done at the time on animals and humans that concluded that erythritol was harmless. They also based their decision on the idea that erythritol is a naturally occurring compound. However, the erythritol in food and drink is often man-made and added in large amounts per serving, well beyond what is safe for the body. The FDA currently does not have a daily limit or recommended daily amount for erythritol consumption. They even allow manufacturers to voluntarily list a product's sugar alcohol count on the nutrition label, so it's not required in most cases. Therefore, erythritol is not always listed on the ingredient list, despite actually being in the product. It is simply factored into the total carb count on the nutrition facts. Hints for determining if erythritol is likely in a food or drink, if not stated on the ingredient list, is to look for claims on the packaging that contain statements such as contains sugar alcohol, keto safe and diabetes safe, no sugar or low sugar, artificially sweetened, naturally sweetened or sweetened with natural compounds, and low calorie or no calories. Erythritol has no true health benefits such as vitamins, minerals, and protein, but many believe that it can support a healthy lifestyle or one's health. For those with diabetes, erythritol is an ideal sugar substitute. As noted earlier, it has no calories or carbs, so it won't spike blood sugar levels. Erythritol absorbs rapidly in the bloodstream by the time it reaches the small intestines. Some say 90% of erythritol consumed goes directly into the bloodstream and is excreted through the urine within 24 hours. The last 10% that's undigested reaches the colon. For keto and low-carb diets, again, erythritol contains no net carbs. And for those who want to lose weight, erythritol not only has no calories, but some say it increases satiety, slowing down stomach emptying. However, some disagree with this, instead believe in the opposite. They believe erythritol can actually promote weight gain because man-made artificial sweeteners don't metabolize in the body and therefore don't register to one that they had consumed anything. As a result, man-made erythritol can increase cravings. Lastly, many believe that erythritol doesn't cause cavities due to it not being a sugar that bacteria found in the mouth feed on. When it comes to the negative effects of erythritol, as mentioned earlier, people generally agree that they are minor and relate to gastrointestinal issues, especially with high consumption. But recent studies in the last 2 years have begun to shed light on another potential, more serious health effect of erythritol consumption. That relates to cardiovascular health. There was a recent study that linked erythritol with heart disease, specifically strokes, heart attacks, and blood clotting. Researchers looked at people with serious cardiovascular problems and found they were more likely to have large amounts of erythritol in their blood. They also found that erythritol accelerated blood platelet formation in test tube studies. Erythritol in the blood made the blood clump or form blood clots by activating the platelets. And in a small pilot study, healthy volunteers drank one beverage with erythritol and later had high amounts of the substance in their blood. For some of the volunteers, levels remained high even after a few days of drinking the beverage. That research lined up with a 2022 study published in the British Medical Journal, which found an increased risk of cardiovascular disease in people who consumed high amounts of artificial sweeteners. They concluded that people should err on the side of caution and avoid artificial sweeteners altogether. Many of these researchers emphasize that they are not confirming that erythritol causes cardiovascular disease, but that they suspect there may be a strong correlation between erythritol consumption and cardiovascular disease. More studies need to be done to solidify a link between erythritol and cardiovascular disease, specifically in the formation of blood clots. These current studies simply serve as a warning that erythritol could be linked to blood clots and cardiovascular disease, especially with those who already have cardiovascular issues. So, with the controversy surrounding erythritol, should you consume it? I say no because there's more cons than pros that I see with it. First, most erythritol found in processed food and drink today is man-made from GMO sources. This ultimately makes something that is considered natural unnatural. And with erythritol being less sweet than sugar, more of it is often used in a drink and food serving. Or it's blended with other artificial sweeteners to balance the sweetness, which now makes it toxic to consume in some cases, such as if it's blended with aspartame. Second, those with gastrointestinal issues should not consume it due to its widely known effects on gastrointestinal health. Even those without gastrointestinal issues can still experience gas, stomach pain, diarrhea, and more with high consumption. And though some believe erythritol suppresses appetite, some believe the opposite, so it's possible you can easily find yourself consuming large amounts, such as in a drink, per day. Third are the concerns with erythritol and cardiovascular health. Though this research is new, and it's possible that there is no true link between erythritol and the formation of blood clots, it's best to be cautious and avoid or severely limit consumption. If you have cardiovascular issues or concerns, I would avoid this ingredient. As an alternative to erythritol, opt for naturally sweetened drinks and foods with dates, raisins, honey, monk fruit, and bananas. Ultimately, when seeking to quench a sweet craving, opt for natural whole food options such as fruits. Reduce your sugar consumption by reaching for sweet treats less or replacing them with minimally sweet options. Make your own treats with less sugar and with non-processed sweeteners like honey, syrup, and monk fruit extract. In the end, move away from processed sweeteners since the bulk of processed ingredients will have some negative impact, whether big or small, on health. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope I fully explained what erythritol is and why it's best to avoid this popular artificial sweetener. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and share so others looking to understand erythritol and other sugar substitutes can discover this video. Subscribe for more whole food and nutrition videos, and until next time, take care.